Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today we're talking about bat flips. We're talking about drilling hitters on purpose for payback. We're talking about the Tim Anderson home run, where he absolutely chucks his bat like a javelin. We're going to get into all that in a minute. Before we do, today's video is powered by Triton. If you guys watch our stuff, you know we wear Triton jerseys and gear. They do a great job. Go check out their stuff. Go to custombaseballjerseys.com and you can see everything they make over there. Okay, so I've gotten a ton of requests to talk about this Tim Anderson home run. I'm sure all of you have seen it. If you haven't, we're going to play it. He hits a home run, he turns, he takes his bat, and he fires the thing. The description was that he threw it like a javelin, which is exactly pretty much what he did.
The ball was majestic. The bat was a javelin.
Screams, and then he runs the bases, and then next at bat, he gets hit. There's a little bit of a scuffle. He gets thrown out, pitcher gets thrown out. Okay? And so let's just talk about my general thoughts. We've talked a little bit about unwritten rules when it comes to hitting guys and bat flips and all that stuff, but here's a really current big example of this happening. A lot of people are really passionate on both sides, and so I'm going to kind of give my opinion, and then I'd like to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. Okay, let's start off with this. I really like the idea of playing with passion and allowing the hitter to be excited when he hits a home run, okay? So I don't like, there's a lot of people that are more old school fans of baseball that will say you hit a home run, you run the bases, you don't really show a whole lot of emotion. You definitely don't bat flip or anything like that. You touch home plate, act like you've been there before, right? You hear that a lot. I think it's perfectly fine to show emotion. I think it's fine to have a bat flip. Okay, I have no problem with that. I used to complain all the time because pitchers, I thought, pitchers were allowed to strike you out and fist pump and scream and do whatever they want, and there's no way for the hitter to get back at the pitcher. But all of a sudden, when a hitter does something, shows a little emotion, yells, flips his bat a little bit, the pitchers get butthurt and then they drill a guy and they could potentially hurt him. Okay, and I thought I personally think that that's unfair that happens. Okay, now I do think that hitting guys from a pitching perspective, right? When a pitcher hits somebody, that is the way for baseball to get even for something. So a guy comes in the second base and takes out your middle infielder and looks like he tries to hurt him, right? He goes after him with the intention, or at least it looks like he has the intention of hurting him. Then the way you get a guy back is you throw at him and you hit him, okay? Because that's kind of there's not a whole lot of ways in baseball to be able to get guys back. The only real ways are kind of sliding in the bases and pitchers hitting hitters. That's it. It's not like another sport where, in football, if somebody does something that the other team does not like, well, then you can try to rip the guy's head off. Well, you can't really, I guess you could try to rip the guy's head off, but it's a physical sport, and so you can get back at him in a bunch of different physical ways. In hockey, hockey is one where somebody does something that you don't like, you just beat the ever-living hell out of them, right? You challenge them to a duel. And so, this happens in a bunch of other sports. In baseball, there really isn't that component because it's obviously a non-contact sport. So that's kind of the way that teams use to make sure that nobody's doing anything against the other team that they don't really like. Now, the question is, when do you hit a guy, and when is it okay to hit him, and when is it not? Okay, and this is the hard part when it comes to bat flips. Because, again, I don't have a problem with bat flipping. And I think there's a problem if the pitcher can't control his emotions and not get his feelings hurt when somebody hits a home run and flips a bat. Okay? With that being said, I also think that there has to be some type of line, and I don't know where you draw it, but I don't want baseball to get outrageous. Like, I thought football, and I think still football in some ways, I watch some of the celebrations and I'm just like, it really irritates me. Again, there's a difference between playing with emotion and then doing something which honestly looks like it's just being done to get attention. And that drives me crazy when it's forced. And so, although I think Anderson's a lot of it was emotion, I also think that you can't be taking your bat and just chucking it anywhere. And so, do I think he should have been drilled? I honestly think this was like right on the borderline of, well, I'll say this. When he got hit, I said, and when I saw it, the flip, I said, he's going to get hit. He's gonna get drilled at some point. Maybe not this game, maybe next game, but he's going to get hit. Okay, so I thought it was a little extreme. So I can see why they hit him. And this is it's really tough for me because I do think that there are, again, certain situations where a pitcher should be able to hit a batter, but I do think it should be far less frequent than it is in the game. And I don't know if that Tim Anderson, it was a little egregious the way he turned and literally looked like he just took a javelin and just heaved the thing. And I don't have a problem with him in that situation getting hit. I think he probably knew he was going to get hit in that situation. So that's kind of my overall thought on the whole thing. Now, there was also there's some prior history here with Tim Anderson and with the Royals. And so this wasn't kind of the first thing. And so I think that also had something to do with it. If it had just been the first time, they might have still hit him. Maybe they wouldn't have. But I think that there's been some, I guess, I don't know if bad blood's the right word, but there's been some prior incidents where I think when this happened, they just said, okay, enough. We're going to put an end to this and hit the guy. And he hit him in a good spot. He didn't hit him up near the head, right? That's the other thing a lot of people say, well, you've got a ball and it's extremely dangerous, and if you could kill him, which absolutely, it is very, very dangerous. And I think if you're going to hit a guy, and pitchers are taught, you hit the guy, you got to throw the ball, you want to try to hit him right in the butt pretty much, okay? That's where you kind of get him payback, right in the butt. And there's going to be times where balls are thrown, no pitcher has perfect control. They might try to hit a guy in the butt one time and come up high all of a sudden. It can absolutely be dangerous. There's a lot of things in other sports. In hockey, when you're throwing haymakers at a guy's face, that's pretty dangerous also. So there's a lot of dangerous things in sports. All right, so that's kind of my feel on this. And it is really tough. I'll end it with this again. It is really tough because you can't draw, okay, if you bat flip and you throw the bat, over 25 feet, then you can get hit. And you can't really draw up, there's no rules. These are all these unwritten rules again that we talked about in baseball. And so we want the players to play with passion because baseball needs to be exciting. Baseball is an exciting sport. And I don't like when, a lot of times as a player, when I played, it was kind of told to you, you don't do that. You suppress your emotions. Don't act. This is baseball, right? This is an old school sport and all this stuff. I think that's silly. It's a sport. It's supposed to be fun. You should be able to play it with a lot of energy and a lot of passion. At the same time, there is such a thing as respect. And I know some people say, screw respect. There is a little bit of respect. And it's like that in other sports too. But you can't do things that are just outrageous. And so that's my answer. Again, not clear cut. But just wanted to throw this out there. I've gotten so many questions on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment, and girls think in the comment section below. I'm assuming most people are going to say, let them bat flip, let them play, stop hitting guys. Again, which I'm kind of on that side also. But there's got to be a line drawn somewhere, an imaginary line drawn, I guess, where you can't just be an absolute knucklehead. I don't want to see guys hitting balls and doing somersaults down the line and cartwheels and backflips and stuff like that. When that stuff happens, same thing in football. Like I said, I get upset sometimes when it's you don't even get a sack on a guy and the guy gets up and has to do this 5-minute stupid dance. I don't want to see that. I don't want baseball to do that either. Just play it with passion. So that's my thought. So let me know in the comment section again what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with all your friends, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you later.
Joe West just threw somebody out. He threw Tim Anderson out of the game.
I don't know about that.
He just got hit by a pitch from the Royals starting pitcher. They're going to send Keller out of here. Why would Tim get thrown out?
Well, that's what.
What
Ricky,
do you do?
That's what Ricky wants to know.
So you're going to stand there and take a projectile in the rear end and get thrown out of the game for it? That's insane. It's just wrong. you're getting thrown at. You're in danger. Of course you're going to be mad. That's ridiculous.